Hi everybody, my name is Rhys Barber. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates. On my own today, no Mr. Taylor Green. Fingers crossed he'll be back on your screens soon. We're not really in clinic that much together over the next couple of weeks, so we'll see how it pans out. But he did lend me one of his videos for today's video for you guys as well. So this first patient is mine. Make sure you stay tuned for the last patient. It's a really interesting story about the last patient, which I'll fill you in a bit later on. But you can see this wax here is really, really thick, sticky old wax, really adhering to the canal walls here and quite stretchy. It's almost like a chewing gum kind of consistency, this one. So a patient came in because they have hearing aids from us here, which is one of the services we provide, and they came in for their annual checkup, basically just to check the hearing aids over, check their ears as well. We'll just take a look in there. We found this plug of wax in this side, so we needed to get rid of this before we could do a hearing test. That's one of the things that doesn't come up too often in these videos. We don't talk about many of the other services we do, but when you are having a hearing test done, it's always worthwhile getting your ears checked for wax before you go along for that test, only because with our governing body guidelines we can't test you, we're not supposed to test you if you have wax in your ears, or if we can't see at least 70% of your eardrum anyway. So always get your ears checked before you come along for a hearing test. It's always a good idea. And if you've had a test done, they've told you have wax in there, the test isn't valid because we don't know whether that wax has blocked the ear canal enough that it may affect the test as well. So bear that in mind because that happens a lot with certain high street chains. I will say no more. So you can see now we've just got the St. Bart's hook in here. We've got behind the sticky plug. You just wouldn't want to come out with a bit of suction there. So just pulling this through the gap. There we go. You can see this on its way. Let's just get behind this next section, draw that bit out as well. There you go. Look at that coming away. Good thick size plug. Now you can see what I was talking about there. When you see the size of this, it's actually a little bit more, it's broken off behind as well. If you tried to test that patient with that inside their ear canals, that test is going to be thrown. You're not going to be able to get an accurate test result. And hearing aids are only as good as the test result that's on them. So if the test is off, the hearing aid is also going to be off as well. So always bear that one in mind. Sorry, itchy nose. As you can see now, we just get this little bit of dry skin at the end here. We're just taking this piece away. There we go, lifting up from the sides. Don't forget guys, if you do enjoy these videos, you can always like, heart, share, follow and subscribe. And if you have hearing problems, earwax issues, anything ear related going on with you, you can check out a link to our website in the bio page. Come along and see us here. You can see myself with the lovely Mr. Taylor Green, who is in our Cardiff branch today. That's why we're not doing the video together. So you can see we're just tidying up the edges. There we go, all that's gone. Looking lovely and healthy there, really shiny eardrum. So this is what we removed with our new ruler. Actually, somebody sent me a new ruler through the post. It came a couple of days ago, all the way from Florida, which was lovely. Thank you so much for sending the video to me. My goodness me, ruler to me. We're going to put it into one of the videos. That's what I was trying to say. Over the next couple of weeks, you'll see that appearing as well. It's got lots of very easy read bits and pieces in it. We've been flooded with rulers. You can tell I can't tell my inches very well. Now, this isn't actually my patient. This is Taylor. So this is the first time I've seen this patient. He's very kindly lent me some videos because I haven't been in clinic that much over the last couple of days for today's video and for Monday's video as well. So there'll be one of his in there. So I'm Taylor. Has just got a grip on this one. Looks like quite a thick plug, this one as well. It was quite deep. Whoa, that's a good piece. That's what you want to see. Nice little wiggle at the end there from Taylor just to get that big a plug forwards. Is this a little bit of skin or is this dry wax that's sitting behind this? Oh, it looks like dry wax to me. I don't think it, oh, it might be a little bit of skin underlying it, that little sort of grey material under there as well. Let's take a look beyond that. Now we switch down to a fine end because they've got this little bit of wax stuck to the roof of the canal. I thought that was going to peel away in one piece, but coming away in little tinier pieces here. Is there much more in here? Yes, it's quite deceptive actually, that piece at the top. Now will this come away in one section? Oh, it looks like there's another little piece, you can see just a little bit closer to the camera there. Very gently peeling away. Using the fine end here just because he's very close to the skin. It's a very thin piece of wax. Just needs that gentle pull down, but you don't want to dig or scrape along the canal wall because that would be really uncomfortable for the patient. There we go. It's the last piece on this side coming away. Make sure you stay tuned for the last patient. It is actually a really interesting story about an insect in the ear for the last patient as well. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. So it's coming away. There we go. Eardrum looking a lot better. Very light wax here at the entrance, not completely blocked up. We can see the top of the eardrum there. So a nice big gap, but you can see it's probably just rising up to about halfway up the canal. So we're just going to get rid of this last section. There we go, out that comes. And this is quite a hard piece of wax. Now, Taylor's gone in here with some suction. Now you could see that big old gap at the top here. I would be tempted to do the same as Taylor's doing here, just to see if suction worked for this patient first of all. Now what we can see, we've got lots of little sort of dry debris bits around the outside edge of the ear canal. Now if you go in there with a curettage tool at this point, you're going to have to get past those. So I think what Taylor's doing here is just clearing that outer section of all those little tiny harder pieces there. Now I would be tempted to just have a little go at this piece of wax with the suction, just to see, you've got the tool in there anyway, just to see whether it budged with a bit of suction. Now sometimes we're lucky and they're quite free moving inside the ear canal. There is a little bit of movement there, but it looks like this one's really adhered to the bottom of the canal wall, which means it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get out. Just giving this a little bit of a wiggle here. Thanks to you guys as well who gave us some feedback regarding the irrigation video as well. That did seem to be something you liked. Lots of people wanted to see what ended up in the tank. You don't really see a tremendous amount. It looks just like really murky water, but I'll try and remember to do that for the next time I do an irrigation. So using the Jobson horn here, perfect little tool to get over. Could have used the St. Bart's hook as well in this case. There was a nice big gap there as well. But oh my goodness me, guys. So I record these. I literally come into work about 2 hours earlier than my day to try and get these videos done for you guys. But my brain just doesn't kick in yet, unfortunately. Well, my brain does, my mouth just doesn't follow suit. So it's just pulling away really, really well there. Out that comes. Somebody in the comments actually last video asked, did we go to the pub and then record the videos? No, we are stone cold sober when we do the videos. But it's coming away really, really well. Just tidying up the outside edge there. So Taylor's got rid of all these little tiny pieces. He's doing really, really well. There you go. Oh my goodness, lovely clear looking eardrum there as well. I did actually get told off. I've got this really, I know I do it guys, I'm so sorry, but I do tend to talk over some of Taylor's videos. It's just because we kind of bounce off one another a little bit, and then I get carried away with what I'm talking about, and I just forget but so I got perfect excuse to talk over his video here because he's not here. But I will try and remember not to do that next time. All right, I will try and stay stum if I can. So you see it's coming away. Just these much harder, almost keratin debris here at the roof of the canal, but eardrum looking absolutely spot on there. Lovely big plug coming away. Okay, what do we take out? Oh dear, even these were inch and, sorry, I've got the wrong glasses on. 1.5 inches, I'm going to say that one is, and I didn't even look at the centimeters. Okay, now this patient, really interesting story. This first ear canal here is purely wax, but patient about, I think it was about 4 weeks ago, got an insect inside their ear. Didn't exactly know what it was. They think it's some kind of fly. They're out gardening, fly flew in their ear, basically settled deep inside the ear canal. Patient ended up in A&E, so accident emergency, waiting for an ENT consultant to come down. The ENT consultant looked in there. Fly was still alive. They didn't have any olive oil to kill the fly off, because normally you pour olive oil in just to sort of kill off the fly. It tends to encourage it to come away anyway. But they didn't have any olive oil in the hospital to kill it off. So the consultant had to go in with forceps to try and break the fly down. There was a lot of bleeding in the ear canal according to the patient, and the consultant said that the fly had actually punctured the membrane. So patients been having real difficulties with their hearing ever since. Got an infection afterwards, really struggling. This is the ear canal that the insect was in. Now we can see the red spots on either side. That's a bit of bruising. But look at this section here. Now there you can see that little hole at the bottom, and you can see that arrow at the top is pointing out the actual tip of the hammer bone. Now this isn't the eardrum. This is a layer of skin in front of the eardrum, which is why this patient is still having difficulty. So the hole is where the insect got through and was trapped beyond it, and the consultant broke it down. But look at this as it comes away. Watch this space. Keep an eye on the end of that fine end for me. We're going to slow it down so you can see, but look. There you go. That's why the patient was having difficulty. You can see it was this whole layer. It almost looks like cling film that sort of folded up in front of the eardrum. Very thin, translucent layer. So what the consultant was seeing, in fairness, if there was an insect in there and if it was bleeding, they probably couldn't make out much in the way of structures. It would have genuinely looked like a perforated eardrum, but it wasn't. It was that thin skin in front. I am gutted. This patient didn't come to see us when they still had the insect inside. I've missed out on 2 in the space of a week. I had a chap phone up the other day. He had a fly in his ear, but I couldn't get him in quick enough. We did try, but he went to his GP and got it out afterwards. Yeah, so it's still on my bucket list. I'm still not there yet. I wish it would. I wish I'd seen it. Honestly, it was one of those things I really, really want to do. But anyway, patient hearing much better. I'm very, very relieved that there was no lasting damage done, because they genuinely thought the insect had broken through the tympanic membrane into the middle ear space. Very difficult to do. Tympanic membrane is a tough old thing. It doesn't want to break easily. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching the video today. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did voicing it over. Just me for the next video as well. Possibly me all next week as well. Me and Taylor are not really together that much next week either, but we'll see. We may get some videos. You never know. You never know. Well, as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.